Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for once again another match of the Vancouver Sevens here. Fiji taking on the USA. There is a lot on the line for both of these sides. Pretty much this is make or break for the US as they are currently sitting in dead last in Pool A. If they win this game though, they will actually finish in second in that group. So that will make them go through to the quarterfinals. If not, it will be England who do end up qualifying. Fiji currently sit on top of the table. And if they are able to continue building themselves up, I believe their next game, it's not exactly going to be an easy one. They will be up against France for their next matchup, and that will be for the quarterfinal. The loser of this game, if it is Fiji, that is, I believe it will still be actually USA who do make themselves go through to take on Argentina. But it's going to be an exciting matchup. We are only moments away from the kickoff, and the Fijian starting lineup for this game, it is going to be Vakurana Billy. Then alongside him, it is Kanakai Vata, who did score a couple of very impressive tries in a recent fixture. Dalgunu, Nathunio, Jerry Tawai gets back into the starting lineup. We thought that may have been the case, that they were saving him for a little bit later on in the competition for that tougher opposition. Then Rasaku, he's being phenomenal, and also Naduvalo going in and always scoring tries any chance that man gets. Then for the USA in their starting lineup, there is no sign of Perry Baker. There is no sign of Carlin Isles. Unfortunately, Perry Baker in the earliest game of today did end up getting a head knock, quite a serious one, up against Kenya. So because of it, sadly, it does mean that he is going to be missing for more than likely the rest of this tournament and maybe a couple more to come. But Joe Schroeder, Maceo Brown, then it is going to be Ben Brozzle alongside them. Falau Nuia gets a start in that lineup. Then Kevon Williams, Isdale, and Lecamp. Lucas Lecamp, the youngster, has been doing pretty decently for himself coming off the bench in the latter stages of this game. For the Fijian side, it will be Ratu Rafiri. That didn't come out right, did it? Ratu Rafiri is who I was trying to say, although my tongue got in the wrong place. And then also Pokayaro has been looking pretty good as of late. Diamore off the bench for the USA. It's going to be exciting to see exactly who will be able to win this game. But do give me your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think will be able to take out this game? We have got Teoni in the chat. Has said that it will be all the best boys. Go Fiji, go in this game. And yeah, all that Fiji need to do is play well in this game. They'll build momentum. They won in Singapore. They got the gold medal. And it would be very interesting to see who they end up playing in the quarterfinals. It will either be France or it will be Argentina out of those two. In fact, the only way that it isn't France is if USA have an absolutely phenomenal win. So more than likely Fiji versus France will be that matchup that we will get to see at 5:40 a.m. New Zealand time tomorrow night, and we will be covering that on the channel as well. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But currently now only a couple minutes away from this, there is a child with a Australian flag in its mouth, but they will be hoping that Australia can beat the Springboks Sevens side a little bit later on tonight. That is the last game of the day that we are going to be covering of the Sevens, and that will be the Blitzboks taking on Australia. And that is just around the corner in 59 minutes or so. We're currently looking here. Very even split between the USA and Fiji. Although the last two times that these two sides have played, it has been the US who have been the winner. The last time that Fiji were able to beat the US, it was actually in Cape Town in 2019. So it's been quite a while. But with Carlin Isles and Perry Baker out, like I mentioned, I feel like that is the perfect opportunity for the Fijian side to be able to make their way through and get themselves a win. Go USA, go. And there says Reed. But do let me know also, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think will score the first try? I'm going to go, normally Nadal Valor would be a perfect choice because he scored so many, but I'm going to go with Kana Kaivata. I'm going to mix it up a little bit there. Could also probably be Rasaku. I feel like he's a decent shout, but we will go with Kana Kaivata as they try to score. But Kevon Williams leading out the US now. Massive moment in this one to take a spot in the quarterfinal. They will need nothing less than a win here for the US up against a side that they will want to be able to defeat. But Kenya, they were able to beat the US in the earlier stages of the round. Actually, both times the US have been able to get themselves somewhere around that 20-point margin. Good morning, Amish. How's your morning been? Have you had a good sleep? I have not slept yet. At this stage, we did end up starting a live stream at 4:30 p.m. yesterday, New Zealand time. We've been going right throughout the night. We've done some Super Rugby. We've done the Champions Cup. We've done about 13 games of the Sevens, and it is all coming to a close very soon. It's been a very enjoyable 24 hours or so. And now Jordan Way, he will be in charge of this 119th match on the series. for the Australian International, and also USA should win. Have you used Hamish too, says Robert, right back at you, mate. And I hope you have been enjoying your long weekend for yourself and plenty of sport on that. As I know that the Warriors are playing today up against the Roosters, which should be a nice matchup, but it will be Kevon Williams kicking off this game now for the USA. Getting ready to go for Jerry Tawai. In fact, it's actually Nuia who is going to be kicking this one. And we are underway now for this last match. USA, if they win, they are through to the quarterfinals. If they lose, it will be Fiji taking on France. And then in the quarterfinals, it will be Argentina taking on England. Beautifully taken there straight away by the captain. Little bit of a drop ball, but it is going to be, first of all, the penalty advantage. Nathaniel thinking about taking it quickly, and he does just that. Takes the quick tap. Nothing less to expect from the Fijians than a quick tap. Taking out every opportunity now. It is going to be Dalgunu on the outside. Goes off to Jerry Tawai, who had to slide into that challenge to be able to take that one nicely, and he has done just that. And Aussie, USA. And then Aussie Warriors play Roosters, Dragons play the Knights. And then nice run forward from Kanakaivata, moving up to 40 meters out from the line. Very slippery on the ground by the looks of it there. Now, once again, fired out the back line here for Fiji. The flying Fijians almost piercing the gap. Nicely run forward. Now just find a little pop pass up from Nadawalu. Running it sideways now out into the hands almost to Jerry Tawai. Down the wing would be a decent option to go to when they do get that opportunity, just because he always seems to see that gap that is opening up. Now Tawai fires it back across to, I believe it is going to be Rasaku. He goes through. And Rasaku, he just made it look a little bit too easy. He scores the opening try. I wish I'd gone with him as my opening try scorer. Well, then Kanakaivata, but that is going to be the first try of this match now. And Fiji have started it very nicely indeed. And anyone scored in there, says Robert, they sure have. And it was the try for Rasaku. And yeah, that also go Fiji, says Crazy Wayne. And yeah, the Fijians, they're looking strong. France will be an interesting matchup for them. We haven't seen it too often in the Fijian circuit, but I believe at this stage, the winner of the game between Australia and South Africa will face Samoa, and the loser of that game will end up facing New Zealand. So that's going to be a couple big matches, but we could see New Zealand versus Australia or South Africa versus Samoa perhaps just around the corner for the quarterfinals. Then the semifinals that are taking place, they are going to be it will be 9:44 a.m. and 10:06 a.m. tomorrow for New Zealand time. And then the final will be taking place at 12:58 p.m. And go Fiji, or the Fiwi in there. There's Gareth Maceo Brown wrestled down now just outside of their own 22. Kevon Williams now off to Nuia. He's trying to link up on the outside. Joe Schroeder, the big man, playing quite wide in this game. In fact, there might have been Brozzle. Didn't have that ball. Brozzle's actually a lot taller than I thought he was, but I think he's a wrestler, I believe he was. He's got plenty of strength and a breakdown, that is for sure. Now, Nua once again goes across to Kevon Williams. Now it's going to be Brozzle on the outside, and he'll back his face, although it is going to be a very good job done by Nathaniel and also Fakuruna Billy, who has been able to get the turnover there on the breakdown in also hours' time. And there's us, Gareth. So the final is going to be in 21 and a half hours' time. That's a lie. That's going to be brilliantly done by the Fijians going through. And now it's going to be Nadovalo who does end up scoring the try. But the semi-final, in fact, we'll start with the quarterfinal. Quarterfinals are taking place 17 hours from now. So that is going to be at 5:40 a.m. New Zealand time for the very first one. Then the semi-finals are taking place 21 hours from now. And then the final is taking place around about 1 day from now. And also what times Australia play, they are going to be playing in only a very short moment. It will be 1:33 p.m. New Zealand time, so we will be starting a live stream at 1:30 New Zealand time. But nice try for Fiji, scoring it between the posts. And at the moment, Nadovalo, they just can't avoid him. He seems to always get tries throughout the games. I don't even know whether he's had a game that he hasn't scored in so far. He has scored at least one try in every game played since debut in Singapore 2022. That is exactly the stat that I was just talking about. 13 tries in 9 games. So he's been sensational and has scored at least one try in every single game that he has played. So, I mean, you just throw the ball to him, wouldn't you? That's going to be an ugly one in the air. And it is a penalty in favour of LaCamp. And Vakurana Billy just apologised for that one. Tried to get up for that ball in the air. LaCamp landed awkwardly. I know that Schroeder tried to catch him. He just didn't quite get the job done, though. Now it will be Nua. Does get that one down towards the touchline. Now 40 meters out from the line. 2 tries early for the Fijians. The USA coach, he is shaking his head. I believe that is Friday. He is not happy. Currently, seems very concentrated, the Fijian coach, on the right-hand side here. But now it is going to be Nua to throw the ball in nicely to Joe Schroeder. Now passing across Brozel. Little knock on from LeCamp. It sits up for Fiji. You cannot give Fiji the ball like that. And he's going to be gone. And it's another try. Nathunio scores it this time. You cannot make a mistake. It used to be 11 hours ahead. Yeah, and then we had daylight saving. And then that just completely stumped me big time. But that is another try. I see a Nathunio able to score that try. But it all came from the mistake of LeCamp. You miss the ball. You give it to the Fijians. They will make you pay every day of the week. And that is exactly what Nathunio has been able to do there. Running hard at the line, breaking through, and scores the 3rd try of the match for Fiji. So they are looking good, and they look like they're booking their way through to a quarterfinal match up against France, and now it's 10, and this is Gareth. So we are currently 12:41 p.m. New Zealand time on the Sunday. So I'm not too sure what it is currently in South Africa, but I assume you guys are sitting maybe like 2 a.m., somewhere around there maybe, if I'm not wrong, or am I slightly off that one? But now will be kicked off by Nathunio. Once again, getting plenty of height on that one. LeCamp takes it nicely in the air as he was lifted up by Brozel. Available now. Kevon Williams goes off to Nua. Now going short side off to Maceo Brown. Good run forward there from him. Does get a couple extra meters, but almost Jerry Tawai's ball. Now around the side, Brozel using some of those wrestling skills. Interceptions. Fiji go again. And you cannot, I'll repeat myself about 4 times, you cannot give the Fijians a chance. Oh, flings it across unselfishly. Gives it off into the hands of Kanakai Vata. That was risky, but it's worked out, and Fiji score again. I don't understand daylight savings time. It doesn't change. Who are you trying to fool? And there as well, says Gareth. That was an interception pass thrown by Brozel. Straight on it. It was the number 4, Dalgunu, who unselfishly saw that he had the option alongside him. Chucked it over the top. It was risky, but Kanakai Vata does end up scoring it. He thanks his teammate for it. It has done very nicely there. But now Fiji, they are sitting with a 24-0 lead. Still in the first half. 26 now with that conversion going over. And they have got one more kickoff to do. They will be kicking off long. And at the moment, what do the US do here? They are inside of their 22. Kevon Williams needs to try and change this up a little bit. It's a good run from Maceo Brown, but the last thing that they need is another turnover, or else Fiji might be able to pounce on the opportunity. Now wide, slinging out pass out to Joe Schroeder. Now he's got a bit of space down the wing. Dalgunu going to be trying to cut him off. He has slipped over, though. And it is a good shot in the ribcage of big Joe Schroeder. Currently, the USA, they are sitting 40 meters out from the line. Kevon Williams runs it sideways. Now Maceo Brown with a nice step off the right foot. Now, Fiji, currently their defense has been pretty defensively sound throughout the early stages. Now, Nua passes it on the outside, taking out low in the ankles. Now, big Joe Schroeder going for the corner, 5 meters out, tries to find the offload back. It's still on the side of Nua, and he is going to be wrestled down by a couple of the Fijians. I believe Jerry Tawai trying to get in there for the turnover, unable to do so. Now, Kevon Williams goes off to Brown. One more on the outside, and going for the corner. It will be the first try of the match for Ben Brozel, and they will need a few more than that if they do want a chance of being able to go on to win this game. But it is certainly a good way to end the half for the USA. A kick would be even better for them, but 26 points to 5 currently as we are sitting here. It was a good backline movement. Maceo Brown gave it off to Brozel. He had the front foot movement going forward. And in the end, it was Vakurabili who was unable to cut him off. That name still gets me every single time. Misconversion there, but that will be halftime now. And it is 26 points to Fiji, 5 to the USA. So a great start to that half for the Fijian side. And they are more than likely going to be taking on the side in the opposition in France for that quarterfinal. And then I will mention the other side of things will be that England will get to face off against Argentina in their quarterfinal matchup. And then the winner of South Africa will take on Samoa. The loser of South Africa, Australia, will take on New Zealand. So we're going to get to see some awesome Southern Hemisphere rugby being played. Fiji, they will be wanting to go far in this tournament. They were able to win the whole thing last time. The gold medal going the way of Fiji. Currently still off the bench. They've got Bukayaro, also Raturathiri, as another option. Currently, they are showing Spain versus Canada. They will both be trying to push themselves up just a little bit further in the table. Although the big thing is, no matter what, neither side can actually make their way through into the quarterfinal matchups. It will be either Australia or the South Africans. But Spain, they've been looking pretty good. So Juan Martinez been looking like a dangerous individual throughout the time that he's been on the field. And also Juan Ramos off the bench seems like a decent option for the Matana. Also going to be coming off the bench for the Fijian side in this matchup. Gavin Diamore for the US. And this is going to be a testing 7 minutes for both of these individual sides. Because Jerry Tawai, he's got a huge amount of experience. And you'd have to argue that maybe because of that experience being out on the field, the Fijian side taking it to the next level for that first half. I'm missing Talathola, though. I don't know what happened to him in terms of whether or not he did end up getting injured in the last little while. But currently, the Fijian flags are being flown at Vancouver. And hopefully the second half, the Fijian side are also going to be flying around the field and get themselves a few more tries. But Maceo Brown, Kevon Williams, the USA, they've got to stop this momentum. Now, Fiji, they will be kicking off now for themselves. About to line this one up. It will be their number 6, Ratu Rathieri. So already making an early change here for Fiji. They must feel that this game is relatively close to being won so they can really rest a few of their players and get ready for their game up against France. It's going to be the penalty to Fiji straight away, and USA have just got it wrong. Joe Schroeder ended up leaving his feet. And like they're saying, it is careless from the US. It's just their opportunity to get back in, and then it just ends up getting blown away. But it was, in the end, Maceo Brown went straight down onto his hands by the looks of it there. And Fiji actually kicking this one for the corner, liking it. New tactics from Fiji rather than going for the quick tap and go. They will now be going for the corner to see if they can get themselves maybe a line-out opportunity, as a line-out will be very useful against some of the, I guess, top sides such as South Africa, such as Australia, if they do have to play up against them. Now, Jerry Tawai throws it in nicely, taken. Oh, geez, that was going to be an awkward fall for the Fijian, but luckily he did fall safely now. Good attack and run here from Rasaku. Trying to break his way through now. It will be the number 4. And this one, Tavita Dalgunu. Now wide cutout pass. Nicely done by Fiji. And now it's going to be the try scoring machine. Nadovalo offloads it back. Good attack and run there. Beautiful tackle on Rasaku. Finds the offload up, and Fiji are still right on the 22 in an attacking position. Now Dalgunu going to back himself on the outside. Does a little step pop pass on the inside now. Taken nicely by Kanakaivata. And it's just phase after phase. They still have it on their side here for Fiji. Sitting 22 metres out, 5.5 minutes left in this first half. Now the captain has dropped the ball, unfortunately. And now it means that the USA have got another attacking opportunity. They also knock it on. And we will be going back for the initial. Oh, actually, no, we're not. Kevon Williams asking the question, was advantage over? And the referee says, yep, it was. Couple steps is all it takes in sevens for a knock-on advantage to disappear very quickly. Okay. The referee just explaining that one to Kevon Williams, saying that you did end up going over the gain line. You chose to pass, so hence why the advantage did end up being over. But 5 minutes left here for the Fijian side. Couple more subs being made. I believe it is the captain going off now, the skipper, and replacing him. I think it was Tira Patterson, but I could have the wrong name there. Now, currently 5 minutes left, like I mentioned, and Fiji have probably got 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 more tries in them for this half. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering Fiji's games tomorrow as well. The next matchup, it's going to be an exciting one up against France. It's a penalty to the Fijian side in the breakdown. Once again, in fact, it was at scrum time. Now, Jerry Tawai pop pass up. Nicely run forward, and that was actually going to be Jeremiah Matana having that nice carry. Pop pass up for Fiji. Going to the right. No, he doesn't quite. Now he gets the offload. Now flicks it out the back. It'll be tricky. Little bit of fancy footwork there from Ratu Rathieri. Now currently 5 meters out for Fiji. Kevon Williams unable to turn that ball over, and a couple of the USA players were lured into the breakdown, which now means that they can fire this one out wide. Jerry Tawai through the legs. It does sit up nicely. Now for the corner. Beautiful step he goes through, and it's going to be a great try once again for the Fijian side. And that will be Jeremiah Matana and Toso Fijiana Toso And there, as I said, Johnny Blaze, and currently Fiji are looking the real deal here in this matchup. 31 points to 5. With still another 4 minutes left. They are certainly sending a message to France, who they have got in the quarterfinal. They are saying, right, you're going to have to play well if you want to try and beat us, because we are the defending champs and we aren't going anywhere. Nicely done. And then by Jeremiah Matana puts the ball down. And now there is another kick to come, and I believe it will be a relatively straightforward kick. It is indeed, and that one has gone over. Now it is 33 points to 5 here in this game for Fiji. But I will mention the next game that we are covering, we will be starting at 1:30 a.m. not 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time. And that is South Africa taking on Australia. Nicely taken by LaCamp. He's tackled in the air. The ref has actually said that was all right timing, but I thought he might have been up in the air a little bit for that one. Now currently trying to drive their way forward just a little bit further. Brozel off to Nua. Now off into the hands of the man. Tell you what, that's a good leap on him there. And there's no ball. Oh, he's gone again, though, I think. Oh, no. Okay, the referee wasn't too happy with something that one of the USA players said. He pretty much just told him off. He went, hey, settle down. And now 40 meters out. Nua goes back across LaCamp. Now one more wide cutout pass into the hands of Noble, who's got quick feet. Jeez, he's got good acceleration. Going to be a tough one to stop. And they definitely needed someone else with some good acceleration after losing Perry Baker and Carlin Isles. Great seller dummy from Nua, but Fiji just have too much pace. And it seems like the USA just haven't quite been able to get that line break they do need. Oh, and it's knocked on as well, just to make matters a little bit worse for them. Put down by Adam Channel. Now 2 minutes left here. Fiji currently with a 28-point lead. They're looking very impressive, but Nua does that pop pass. He loves doing it, just selling the dummy as if he's going to pass it across and then go straight through the gap. Unfortunately, though, just not having the speed needed to be able to really get himself through a gap up against the Fiji Sevens side. Last 5 errors, we've seen 4 of which going against the USA here. 1 going against Fiji. Overall, when you are throwing the ball around as much as Fiji are, occasionally something's going to go wrong, you would think. Now, big push there from the USA. It still pops out the back for Jerry Tawai. Now, back to using their backline. I believe it's Rasaku now. Trying to go sideways. In fact, sorry, it was actually Bukayaro. Bukayaro is the name there. Now going down the wing, going to be backing himself. Noble has to try and drag him down. He just continues to spin and keep the ball in the field of play. It's going to be a knock-on advantage in favour of LaCamp's legs. Didn't look like they were quite working the way that he wanted them to there. He seemed to be a little bit stagnant. Now fired back across for Channel. It's a hospital pass. Only just out from their own line now for Fiji. In fact, for the USA, sorry. Now LaCamp goes back across, driving forward very nicely here for the US. Out into the hands of Brazil. Back in his pace. He has got plenty of it. And now it's going to be the cover defense. Jerry Tawai trying to cover him. Oh, it's a brilliant tackle there. He gets back up. He goes again. It's a penalty to Fiji. Brilliant work on the breakdown. And he can't quite believe it. Brazil, he was down currently. Luckily for them in that situation, they were not on the mark. So it means that he does get a chance to get back to his feet and get back to defend. But Brazil, he was gone the way he was running there. But Jerry Tawai with brilliant cover defense. In fact, it wasn't even so much as the cover defending tackle. It was more of running the line to slow him down, make him cut back on the inside and allow 2 of the other Fijian players to make the tackle on him, which I guess you learn as a veteran such as Jerry Tawai. You know all the little tricks of how to lure in the defense. Currently stolen on the ground. Going to be a nice pop pass on the inside. This could be the try this time now for Channel. No, he has gone down once again. Throws it back to LaCamp. Takes it nicely. Back in his pace. He goes through. And right on the full-time siren, LaCamp is going to be scoring the final try of the match. And the US, they have been able to get themselves their second try of this game. They will move up to 12 points at the end of it. And it will be 33 points to 12 as the final score in this game between Fiji and the USA. So Fiji, they go through to face France. England will go through and they will be facing off against, I believe it is Argentina, I want to say. And now it is just a question of who will be playing Samoa, who will be playing New Zealand. We will get to find out in a very short moment when we do get to see South Africa taking on Australia. That is taking place at 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time. So in about 37 minutes time when that game will be taking place. And we will be covering that one on the channel. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also check out the Kiwi Lad Sport. It is that pinned comment up in the comment section of the chat. That was a hard sentence to get out, but be sure to check that out. Also hit subscribe over there. And we will be back, like I mentioned, for that game between the Blitzboks and Australia. Work out exactly who is in the top 8, who will be playing who in the quarterfinal fixtures. It should be a very exciting one. See how it ends up. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all